Welcome to Holistic Human Performance Podcast. My name is Gena Bradshaw, where we talk all things holistic health, wellness, spirituality, fitness, meditation, energetics, and so much more to help you become the healthiest version of yourself. Let's dive in. This is not medical advice. This is simply to help you on your journey through health, fitness, and wellness. I hope this helps. You can complement this with anything that you are doing currently in your life. Enjoy. Have you ever felt absolutely hopeless when it comes to your health, body pain, chronic disease, mental and emotional distress, and your stress management? Yeah, I've been there too. And after years of my own health and healing journey, learning all of these different holistic healing modalities and tools, I've finally come to a point in life where I have absolutely never felt better. And I want to teach you those tools. And that's why I've created the Magnetic Mobility Meditation Program, designed specifically to tap into your body, listen to the inner wisdom it's trying to share with you, and really connect your mind, body, and soul so that you can be the healthiest, happiest version of yourself and be able to thrive in your life and truly learn about your own energy, what you need, what your non-negotiables are, as I combine this body-based practice to help you reclaim your health and thrive in your life. And did I mention that you get a 5-day free trial to the Holistic Human Performance Wellness Center, where you can access all these different programs, on-demand videos, meditations, breath work, movement, exercise, nutrition coaching, all to help you biohack your life, enhance your health and well-being, and to help you have these tools that you can put in your toolbox and you can utilize them whenever, wherever you need. Go get your 5-day free trial at www.holistichumanperformance.co/academy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Holistic Human Performance Podcast. I'm your host, Gena Bradshaw, and today we have a very special guest. We have Elaine Glass with us today. She is a personal coach, author, and speaker. She guides her clients to go after their dreams for lasting joy and well-being. Her new upcoming book, Get Quiet, shares her transformative insights through inward journey toward joy and purpose. I'm so excited to have her on and talk about really like, how can you be a better person? What's that inward journey? I'm really excited to just peel back these layers. And welcome to the podcast, Elaine.
Thanks so much for having me. This is awesome to be with you here today.
Oh, great. Okay, so let's get right into it. There's always a journey. I always ask this question. What even brought you to this point of that inward journey, finding your purpose? Like, what kind of led you to open up the floodgates and do what you do today?
I think a lot of things happen when we decide that the outer world is getting in our way. And then we have to realize, oh, wait, it's me that wants to lead myself. And so when I came to the point of that, my marriage was coming to an end after 13 years. I had 2 small children. My profession as a dental hygienist after 20 years of sitting with over 40,000 patients one-on-one was also coming to an end. So I had a lot of things coming to an end, and I was in a transition period, and I needed help. And I needed, my kids needed help. I needed help. How was I going to support my kids financially? So there was a lot going on. And this was about 15 years ago that all this came to a head. And I was seeing things in the dental world that that just weren't okay with me anymore. Like fluoride was being prescribed still. And to me, that's a toxic substance.
Yep.
People didn't understand that our microbiome in our gut was affecting the health of our mouths, of our oral health. And so I was seeing all this, but the dental world wasn't yet. And so that was really frustrating to me. I was also seeing patients on so many medications, and no one was even feeling better.
Mm.
And when I got diagnosed during that time too with thyroid disease and was put on a very, very well-known medication, which ended up making me sicker, I was like,
Synthroid?
levothyroxine,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
but it was the one with like all the binders and fillers and dyes.
Yep.
And so I was like, okay, I'm in my 30s. My priority is to be the healthiest mom I can possibly be, mind, body, and soul. And everything I'm seeing outside of me and everything that's happening within me right now is just getting sicker and sicker. So I went on a quest to get healthy, mind, body, and soul. And that was the journey inward and the holistic journey inward, because this was not going to be about conventional medicine for me. I knew that there was a natural way to heal, and I was bound and determined to find out what that was.
I love that. I mean, it is quite a journey. We know this. So, what was your first step? What was that first aligned action that you took once all of this was unraveling? And we're gonna take a deep dive into kind of like the theme of what I've been noticing with everyone. But what was that first aligned action that you took once you came to this realization and you're like, all right, I got to do something? What was that?
Where was I going to find the information? And
Mm,
how was I going to find the information? And the very first thing I did just intuitively was I got quiet. And to me, getting quiet means waking up to the truth of your life, because I had been lying to myself for years. I had been putting that mask on, when I was married, and I would go outside with this mask on. I'd come back inside to this unhappy home, take my mask off, and cry myself to sleep. So I had to take the mask off. I had to get quiet enough to be able to even hear myself, not the ruminating thoughts that I would, worry about lying in bed at night. No, this had to be a different type of voice. And I knew it was available, but my life was so noisy and loud, I couldn't access that voice. So the very first thing I did was I found a retreat center. I
mm,
started walking this beautiful labyrinth, and a labyrinth is a 4,000-year-old ancient tool, and it's a meditative tool. And it's not like sitting in silence in a quiet, dark room. This is a walking meditation. And so I got myself into a certain state of being every time I went out into nature, walked this labyrinth, and was able to just tune in and hear what I know is my soul's voice. That's the
mm,
very first thing I did.
I love that. Most people wouldn't do that. It does take a lot to really get to a point of, and it's kind of like you hit a brick wall. It's like I can't go any further, like I'm falling apart here. Where you have to really take that intuitive action and be able to get quiet and listen to yourself. I want to go back to what you said before though about kind of like your world falling apart. Now, I've seen this theme lately, and I actually just did a post about this the other day about when you up level and when you're not on, the right path per se, your world the foundation starts to fall apart that you once thought was actually the real foundation. And so I love that you said that, everything was falling apart, but you kind of still led with your intuition and you're like, okay, I need to surrender right now and I need to listen to these little whispers that are being called to me and a lot of people just wouldn't do that, or they just can't get quiet with themselves to even recognize that voice. Do you have any advice for people when they are getting quiet, like how to distinct between ego and soul, like like distinct between that small intuitive voice? Do you have any like advice on that?
It's very simple. The ego speaks in a fear-based voice, and the soul only speaks with love.
Mm.
It, it's so very simple. It's so very simple. In fact, when you talk about surrender, the very first thing I heard in that labyrinth, walking that labyrinth that day, was it was like someone was sitting right on my shoulder and I heard surrender.
Mm.
And I've been walking that labyrinth and listening for my soul's messages for 15 years. And I can say that that has been the most significant message that I've gotten. That has been the game changer. Because how many of us are just trying to hold on to life so tightly? And so this holding really is a weight that we are carrying throughout our life every day. And the Get Quiet way that I write about in Get Quiet, the book, is all about cleaning and clearing what is weighing heavy on us.
Mm.
And so I start with holistically nurturing your body.
Love that.
The next path is cleaning and clearing out your environment. The next path is quieting your mind. The next path is getting rest. I mean, these are all very intuitive ways to holistically heal, but this is really the path to knowing the truth of who you are. Each step releases the heaviness that we're carrying unnecessarily. So if you think about even today, what are you carrying that's so heavy on you right now? Is it the worry of your son or daughter? You're worried about their health. You're worried about their mental health. Is it your partner? Is it your business situation? Is it your own health? Like, it's time to look at things and not look away from things. It's the hard work, but it pays off in spades so that you will have the healthiest life. And the thing is we can't create what we're meant to create in this world unless we are in our most healed state. And so that's why I'm so passionate about this work, is because we are all here because we have a soul's calling.
Mm.
And if we ignore that soul's calling, we will experience mental, emotional, physical health that isn't good. I've seen it with thousands of patients, and now I see it with hundreds of my clients. We have to get healed mentally, emotionally, and spiritually so that we can create what we are meant to create for the world.
Preach. That's amazing. I absolutely love that. And I wholeheartedly also believe that and try to live my life in that way as well. So talk to me about the process of bringing your clients and kind of how you assist them, how you help them throughout this journey.
So it's so they'll come to, I do full day retreats,
Nice.
quiet retreats. And they come and they walk the labyrinth.
Talk to me
And
about that. Talk to me about the labyrinth. I want to hear
yes,
about this.
so the labyrinth are these circular paths, and they twist and turn just like life does to us.
Mm.
It's a metaphor for going inward, because you always hear, well, the answers are within you. And you're like, well, first of all, where is that within? And what questions do I have to ask to get to those answers? So
Right.
I was bound and determined to find out where that within was. So that's what I help my clients with, is
Mm.
they'll come to the labyrinth. They'll initially feel a little awkward, like I did, walking in circles in the desert. But I swear it is magical. It's like a portal that you enter.
Ah, I like
Yes.
that.
And the energy shifts you in ways that is very healing. And labyrinths have been totally dismissed and ignored. But this is where people go to heal, to holistically heal, because they can hear their intuition. They can start to dream again. And this is what my clients, this is what they experience, is that, we focus on grounding because we've been so dysregulated with the noise of the world. Our poor nervous systems are just completely whacked out,
Yeah.
and we need a grounding. We need to be able to feel ourselves again and hear ourselves again. And so when they've walked out of the labyrinth, usually they're very teary. Why are they teary? Because they've realized what they've been really missing is they've been really missing themselves. And it's a beautiful experience to witness.
That is awesome. Question, is that what's on the cover of your book?
This is a labyrinth, but it's more of my logo. So it's not a working labyrinth.
Mm.
But on page 33, there's actually a very beautiful labyrinth diagram that I recommend you walk with your finger, because when you walk a labyrinth with your finger, with your non-dominant hand, you still get the benefits as if you were walking a real labyrinth out in nature, because it's the way that your left brain and right brain commingle. And so it's really an amazing activity for your brain.
That's really cool. And to be honest, this is the first time that I'm hearing about Labyrinth. So I'm just like so intrigued by, this topic. And obviously this has been around for some time. Like this is not anything new. It's not like, you have your own spin on it, but it's not like reinventing the wheel. This has been exposed to our ancestors, right?
It's a 4,000-year-old ancient practice. So
Wow.
what the ancients knew, we must also know, because
Mm,
back then it was so quiet. This is how they reached the gods. And this is how we can reach our God, and
mm,
however we hold that. This is the path, this is the portal in which you enter. And it is so spectacular when you reach the center of the labyrinth. You literally feel energy from the universe soaring and surging through you from head to toe.
oh, wow. Sounds magical.
It really is. And if anyone listening wants to know if there's one near you, you can go to the website labyrinthlocator.com.
Oh, this is amazing. I'm literally going to do that right after this. What
Yes,
a
and then let me know the
cool.
messages you hear, because you will
Absolutely.
hear clear messages that will guide you in a holistic way. Why? Because it's you guiding you,
Hmm.
and not the internet, and not somebody else, and not your mother, and not your best friend. This is you. This is all you. This is your soul guiding you, because really, in the end, we are souls having a human experience. And I think that all the suffering right now is that we're just in the human experience, and we've forgotten all about the energy of our soul guiding us and leading us, and
Mm.
knowing what's meant for us in this lifetime.
I always like to say we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and we very much forget that.
100%, 100%. And I had forgot that. And
Yeah.
so many of my clients have forgotten that. So this is really so simple. Get Quiet is about returning to our spirituality. And what is spirituality? You can term it in a lot of ways, but to me, it's a paying attention, it's an awakening to your life instead of being on autopilot.
Mm. Yeah, we have to get quiet in order to go inwards. And it's interesting that seriously, all of the professionals that I've had come on to this podcast, it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. Get quiet. What do you say to the people that, because I get this often, well, I can't meditate. I can't get quiet. I have a million thoughts going on in my head. Like, I don't want to do that. What do you say to those people?
I have been in your shoes. I've been a transcendental meditator for over 30 years.
Mm,
So I have sat in the chair. I have sat in quiet. I have sat cross-legged. And it has been amazing and wonderful. And at the same time, in the world that we live in today, it's not as um, relevant
yeah.
because we are moving. We need to move. And so the Get Quiet way that I write about in Get Quiet is a walking meditation. It's a movement meditation so that you get in the same state, but you don't have to just sit still. And just by shifting your energy, because I'm a retreat leader, a spiritual guide, but primarily an energy medicine healer. I work with energy. And since everything is energy, we have to move energy. We have to shift energy. We have to move stuck energy within our bodies and around us. And so this is a moving meditation in order to shift the energy so that it can make space in our lives. Right now, everything is so cluttered. If you think about a cluttered room, a cluttered closet, this is about creating space and cleaning and clearing out everything so that you have room to breathe.
Yeah.
So this is about cleaning and clearing and shifting energy so that you can become healed, so that you can create what you are meant to create in this world. And we can unite around that as humanity, knowing that one fundamental thing is that in our most healed state, we create what our soul came here to create. And that is our purpose, to share that with the world. And when we can do that and know that we're all doing that, that's what unites us.
Mm, I love that. Absolutely. If you look back on who you once were, right? Would you believe that you were doing this work that you are today?
The clues were there. I wasn't awake to them.
Mm,
There's
mm.
always the breadcrumbs that we're following, and we don't really know what they're going to end up being. But I knew that, why was I called and dubbed the dental whisperer as a hygienist? Like I was doing
No
energy,
way.
I was doing energy work over my clients,
I love that.
and they would fall asleep in my chair. I was helping them with their lives, and there were so many clues. But if someone were to tell me, you know, that I would be doing what I'm doing now, being a published author, doing retreats and energy work. No, no. But I really do feel like we are circuited in a certain way. And when we start waking up and paying attention to what it is we're really doing, like, even though you may not be happy in your relationship or happy in your job right now, there are clues. If you pay attention, there are clues to what is happening and what you're experiencing that you will want to know and be alert to, because that very thing could be the thing that you actually end up taking with you for the rest of your life. You're just in your life lesson right now.
Mm,
Like being a dental hygienist was my life class because I took all of those skills and now I'm applying them in real time. But it takes faith, it takes courage, it takes getting quiet to really be able to see the clues, solve the riddles, be aware of the synchronicities that are always happening, that are the magic, that are your soul telling you you're right where you need to be. And this can be such a magical, magical time and experience when you're awake to it all.
mm. I agree. Once I started to wake up and like listen to those whispers and listen to my intuition and be guided by that, I mean, so many doors opened up. I was like, "Oh, I didn't even think that this would be a possibility of living." Okay.
That's right. Because the doors, like the way I see it, is we're like it's like a virtual reality game.
Mm,
And we are the avatar, but we're also in the control station, controlling the avatar.
right.
So we can wake up to what we see the avatar is experiencing because we're at the control center of it all. And when you go to the next level, it's a thrill. There's also growing pains
Mm,
associated with it. But if you just surrender the attachment to why things are happening, you will eventually come to realize that it's all for your purpose, all for your soul's calling. And this is really real. This is what happened to me. When I woke up and became my most healed state, I started, creativity was just blasting through me.
Mm-hmm.
Intuition was blasting through me. And this is what happens when you clean and clear out your energy field.
Yeah, you become this open channel. And now you're able to actually get quiet and listen to these little intuitive nudges and listen to what your soul wants, and you're more connected to your body, you're overall healthier. That's a very important part of what you say, like in what you talk about and discuss in your book, of like the process of which you bring your clients and readers through, of like you gotta like take care of your body, you gotta take care of this vessel in order to live on your mission and purpose. It's a non-negotiable, actually.
It is. And if you think about the health of most people in at least the United States,
Yeah.
the poor metabolic health,
Oh,
living your purpose, creating from your soul's calling is really a luxury. And it shouldn't be a luxury. It should be what every human being, because it is our birthright,
right.
is actually doing every day. But because we are sick in so many ways, we are not able to do what we're talking about. It takes work. This is a lifelong commitment. And right now, that's not something that people want to hear.
I know. But that's why we do what we do.
Yes, and that's why I wrote Get Quiet, because these are the simple paths. That's why
Yeah.
the subtitle is The Seven Simple Paths to the Truth of Who You Are. These are simple. You just have to know which path to walk,
Mm,
and you don't have to take all the paths. Like if you're healthy, awesome. Go to another path. Clean and clear out
right.
your closet. Go and clean and clear out that storage unit that you've been paying for every month, but you don't know where the key is. Like all these things matter, but they're really simple. They just take you being paying attention and staying awake to these things that need to shift and need to clear and clean out.
Mm,
It doesn't have to be hard.
you're so right. It doesn't have to be hard at all. We can, like I always say, it's your birthright to thrive. So own it, take your power back, and walk that path with confidence.
100%, 100%. One of the paths that I love is get rest, and especially for women, to
Oh,
give ourselves permission. When you rest, your energy begins to receive in ways that you can't even imagine what will come in. You will have insights. And I would suggest, this is what I did. I journaled every single day because they were just coming in and flooding me with insights, which I think are insights from our soul and insights from the universe.
yeah.
And that's such a beautiful feminine way to create, is through rest and through intuition.
I love that you just said that, because number one, I am leaning into that more so now. I'm just noticing my body is more tired at this time. I'm planning a wedding. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm like, okay, like so many things to juggle. And I literally this week I was like, I have to chill out. I have to take a minute. I have to be more outside in nature. I got to get more sleep, because I can't perform optimally and I can't really show up and hold space for other people if I'm not taking care of me and filling up my cup. And women, we deal with stress differently than men. That's just the way our brain is wired. That's how our hormones are. That's how our physical body is. And the more that we can lean into that, accept that, and really get quiet with ourselves and tune out that white noise of how society is living, I mean, it completely changes your life.
Congratulations. I cannot wait to hear all about your wedding.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you're so right. So much of us wants to, we've been taught or we see outside of ourselves to press through, keep pressing through. This is how you get sick. Those times when you're pressing through all add up. That's how I was, that's how I came with thyroid disease in my 30s.
Yeah.
I just kept pressing through, pressing through. It's not a feminine way to create. It's not a feminine way to live. It will not serve you or anyone close to you.
Mm, absolutely. I love that so much. As we wrap up, are there any words of wisdom you would like to leave the listeners?
Wake up to the messages that are guiding you.
Mm,
They will only be loving. They will only guide you to where you are supposed to experience yourself. So you are not alone. You have a whole spirit team helping you, guiding you, and loving you. Get quiet so that you can hear them.
mm, I love that. Thank you so much. So where can the listeners find you, Elaine?
They can find me at elaineglass.com and they can find my book at getquiet.com.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming on. What a great conversation. So real, so authentic. I absolutely love chatting with people like you. It's just so much fun for me. So thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yes. So if you guys like this episode, like, share, subscribe, share it with a friend. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.